Alright, I'm going to give a short tutorial of how to play the Fumblecrit Wars. Now your Fumblecrit Wars will come with a 50 sheet gamepad, the rules, the free story, the dice, and the attacker chit. Now, the first thing you do is everybody takes their sheet, you name your war band. And these are the 20 fantasy characters based on the story that's in the game. So it's you know, it's nice and themed out. You know why you're fighting and everything like that. And it's a funny story. It's based on my Journal of an Outlaw book series. You don't have to know the book series to play this game though. And the rules explain everything. So it even tells you which is the dice, in case you're not familiar with 20-sided dice, which I'm sure most of you are. But okay, you name your war band. You decide who gets to go first by rolling one of the 20-siders to see who gets the higher number. You know, you just pick the higher number. Okay. Now when you attack, what you're going to do is you want to, let me grab a pencil here. These are the health of your character. Sorry for the shakes. I'm trying to hold it better. There we go. Each of these empty boxes represent health. And so these guys are your weak guys. You got your angry peasant, village idiot, one-hit wanderer, trembling recruit, and then they get a little bit tougher, a little bit tougher there. And then you got your warband leader. I'll explain blue shield cleric, clever rogue, and warband leader in a second. Okay, so what you do is you roll your 3 20-sided dice. This is called an attack. You take 5, 11, and 17. Number 5 takes a hit. Boom. Number 11 takes a hit. Boom. And then 17 takes a hit. Boom. Pretty simple. And then the next player gets to go, and they get to roll 3 numbers and do the damage on your guys. So it's pretty straightforward there. Now, as the game wears on, what's going to happen is you're going to eliminate most of the other guys, but it's going to get harder and harder to roll that number to get them out of the game because, you know, let's say it's number 17 who's holding on, and you can't seem to roll a 17, but that's what crits are for. So we've got fumbles, skills, and crits. So what we do, okay, if you want to roll a crit, of course, that's called a critical hit. You need to roll a 20. If you don't roll a 20, you don't get a crit. If you roll a 1, that's a fumble. And I've got the 1 symbol on there, a number on there. 10, if you roll a 10, it's a skill, and 20, it's a crit. And these are associated with the 1, the 10, and the 20. Pretty simple. So, if I roll a 1, your blue shield cleric takes a point of damage. Boom. But I also roll a fumble. So I take my 4-sided die. And on this particular 4-sided die, the numbers are on the bottom. 2, 2, 2. So I'd roll that. Okay, I've got a 4. I'd go to my little fumble chart indicator here. Defender 2. Defender chooses and injures 2 attacking warbanders. May be applied to same warbander. So Defender chooses. He picks out 2 of my guys because, you know, I fumbled, so that opened my defenses up, so he's able to injure 2 of my guys. Okay, and that's your fumble chart. You've got self-injuries. The Defender chooses ones, so it's, you know, it's not so bad, then it's bad. So okay, and then if you roll a 10 and you hit the clever rogue on the enemy's team, you get to roll on a skill. Now, you do that. Okay, 3. I just rolled a 3. You got your 4 skills, which are heal, poison, tracker, and immunity. So, that's what these boxes are for. P is for poison, T is for tracker, I is for immunity, H is for heal. Now, if you hit an enemy who's got heal, that means when you hit him, he heals somebody on his team by 1. And it can be anybody that the defender chooses. So, and if you've got poison, the injured warbander causes 1 injury when attacked. That means, okay, I hit your guy with poison. He poisons one of my guys. Now, so it's the attacker's choice. So I get to pick out which one of my guys he injured. Tracker's a little bit different because the injured warbander tracks its attacker, and now it's the defender's choice who takes the damage. In your immunity, the Warbander is immune to Poison, Tracker, or Berserker Rage. Now, Berserker Rage is what happens when your Warband leader dies. When your Warband leader dies, he deals 2 points of damage to the Warbanders of his choice on the enemy's chart. So, pretty easy. You got your crits, which, okay, if you roll a crit, you've got bonus attack, ranged attack, gain skill, which is just roll for your skills, and Berserker Rage cause 2 injuries. Defender chooses how to divide them up. So this Berserker Rage is different from the Berserker Rage that's on the Warband leader because he chooses. But the Berserker Rage you roll on a crit is what the defender chooses. Okay. And to keep things clear, I created the attacker chit. So if I'm rolling against you, I take the attacker chit, put it in front of me, and then we keep track of it that way, because pretty soon what happens is it's called a chain effect, and that's what makes this game really interesting. But I'll explain that in a second. Okay, so if you're rolling a crit and you roll a bonus attack, you roll 3 dice. So that's your bonus attack. You do the numbers. And then there's also ranged attack. Ranged attack is kind of neat because you roll 1 20-sided die. 17. Now you add 3 and you subtract 3. So I'd go, okay, it's 14 to 20. So I get to pick whichever of those numbers in that range. I get to pick which one gets injured. So that helps eliminate those hard to kill guys. Now what if I had rolled a 20? What I would do is I'd add 3, and I would go right from 20 to the number 1. So it'd be 1, 2, 3. So it'd be 17 through the number 3. And that would be how we'd handle a ranged attack if the numbers are low or high. So that explains that. Now, one of the things I decided to do to spice up the game to make it go a little quicker, because I wanted this game to be a 10-15 minute game, a nice good fight between two players. So if you roll and you don't roll anything that's like a fumble, a skill, or a crit, or if you roll and you don't injure anybody, that's the rule. If you roll and you don't injure anybody, that's an automatic crit. So by missing with your 3 dice, it's an automatic crit. So you roll and you go on your crit chart, boom. Now you say, well, that seems kind of unfair because you're hitting every time. No, you're not. Because if I rolled and I hit 1 of these numbers, I don't get a crit. Oops, sorry, my things are sliding down here. So, yeah, you don't get... And so what happens is, okay, I attack you, I roll... This is where chain effect comes in. Let's say I roll 3 numbers and I miss, so I roll a crit. So I roll my crit. Let's say I got the bonus attack, number 1. Let's say I got that. So now I'd roll my 3 dice. Okay. Oh, I fumbled. So I'd fumble. I'd see if either of those numbers hit. But if none of these hit, I get to roll another crit. So I have to hit before my turn ends. Now, the part where the skills come into practice is if I roll and let's say I hit a guy with the poison skill. Now your poison says injured warband causes 1 injury when attacked, attacker's choice. So I might go, I want you to hit my guy back who's got tracker. Now I get to decide who I get to hit on your guys' team. So the injuries can go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, all with 1 dice roll. It becomes this, when you're using the skills, it gets really intense. And playtesting this game was crazy because you see people, they were just like, boom, your guy gets it here. Your guy gets it here. Well, this guy gets it here, but he gets it twice, and it comes back to you. It gets really chaotic. So that's why I created the attacker chit, to help people recognize, okay, I'm the one who rolled to attack in the first place. Because it can go up to 8 times back and forth, in this chain effect of hitting and injuring one another. So it's pretty cool. So that's basically the game in a nutshell. Pretty easy, pretty quick.